The Pat Kenny Show.
With Energia, energising homes and businesses all across Ireland.
Newstalk 106 to 108.
Now, my next guest is an Irish singer who's gained fame for her integral part as the youngest and one of the original members of the internationally acclaimed musical show Celtic Woman since she was just 14 years of age. She's the daughter of entertainers Twink and David Agnew, and she is already a music veteran at the age of 27. She's just flown in from LA to talk to us and indeed to perform for us. Chloe Agnew, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Pat. Thank you for having me.
You're reminding me how long ago it is since we first talked on the radio.
I know. Well, it was like, I think it was Kenny Live, actually.
Oh, was it on the
I
telly?
think so. It was on the telly, yeah. I had just come back from Egypt and I was only 9, I believe, at the time. And we did an interview together, and that's hard to believe. That was so long ago.
So long ago.
Yeah, but it's great to be back. Good to be chatting to you.
How's life in LA?
Good. Yeah, great. I love it over there. I've been obviously based primarily out of the States for the last, 12, 13 years with Celtic Woman. And it kind of made sense for me to get a base there. So I got my green card and I'm based over there and working on all my own solo material and songwriting and a bit of acting too. So yeah, trying my hand at different things.
All right, so you just fly in occasionally to be with us and entertain
yeah,
us.
I always need a bit of home time. Yeah, I'm a real home bird, so it's good to get home for these
the
periods.
Celtic Woman thing, I mean, that was a big venture, a very brave venture on the part of yourself, but also your parents,
yes,
to let you go.
Yeah, I was very young when I was approached by the team, and I was only 14, I think, when we started recording some of the early material. And then going out on the road at 15, yeah, it was pretty crazy, pretty scary time. But I mean, it's absolutely amazing. It was 10 years of my life that was an incredible experience, and I wouldn't be where I am today without it. So, yeah.
All right, well, look, we'll talk a little bit more, but
yes.
What song are you going to do for us first?
I'm going to do a beautiful song that I've fallen in love with recently called If I'm Not in Love With You, and it was made famous a couple of years ago by Faith Hill. So I really love this song. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, accompanied by Vincent Lynch.
If I'm not in love with you, what is this I'm going through tonight? And if my heart is lying there, what should I believe in? Why do I go crazy every time I think about you, baby? Why else do I want you like I do? If I'm not in love with you. And if I don't need your touch, why do I miss you so much tonight? And if it's just infatuation, then why is my heart aching to hold you forever and give a part of me I thought I'd never give again to someone I could lose? If I'm not in love with you. Explain this feeling. Someone tell me. If I'm not in love with you, what is this I'm going through tonight? And if my heart is lying there, what should I believe in? Why do I go crazy every time I think about you, baby? Why else do I want you like I do? If I'm not in love with you. If I'm not in love with you.
Oh, that is a peach of a song, If I'm Not in Love with You, as performed by Chloe Agnew. That's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Chloe, you're here to tell us about what you'll be doing in October.
Yes, indeed. I'm coming back to do my first Irish tour, which is so exciting. Thanks to the wonderful Pat Egan, I've been able to put on these couple of shows, my first proper Irish tour, which is really exciting. So I'm getting to some beautiful venues.
The tour is called The Voice of Celtic Woman.
I believe that's what it's been called.
and I mean, you're so involved over the years with Celtic Woman. How many languages have you recorded in?
Yeah, multiple. I mean, it was Irish, French, German, Italian, Latin. There's millions of them. Over the Japanese at one stage too, which is crazy. I can't say I can speak all of them, but I can sing them.
And do you have a collection of those records at home?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, amazing that there's 10 years of music there that I got to perform with Celtic Woman, and over that time I got to hear my voice grow and change all the time, which was incredible.
Now the tour, it starts in the Visual Arts Centre in Carlow on Friday the 21st of October. Then the next night, the Saturday, it's happening at the National Concert Hall. And a special guest.
Yes, I'm a special guest to the wonderful Ala Jones, which is incredibly exciting. I was a huge fan of his as a child, and Walking in the Air was a big part of my life, singing and performing it for many years. So it's going to be a real treat to share the stage with them.
Tuesday, 25th of October at the Town Hall in Galway.
Yes.
The 27th of October, the Pavilion Theatre in Dunleary, just down the road from me. So I hope to see you there.
Yes,
Civic Theatre in Tala on Friday the 28th, and then you conclude in the Drecht Theatre in Blanchardstown on Saturday the 29th of October.
That's right, yes.
Now all the venues will sell tickets, of course, but also on your website.
ChloeAgnewOfficial.com. Yes, they're all there, and through Pat Egan as well. They're all available. So I'm very excited. I hope lots of people come out and have a good night with me.
Now, what sort of a programme will you do in the show?
Well, I'm going to be choosing a mix of songs. Obviously, there'll be one or two of my favourites from Celtic Woman years in there, but I've been writing a lot of my own music too, so I'll have some original music and then some well-loved classics too, and a couple from the Hollywood vintage movie eras, which is part of my life now, living in Los Angeles. I've fallen in love with a lot of that big cinematic music, so there's some of those pieces in there too.
Is life in LA as good as it's cracked up
it's
to be?
Crazy. It's a very different place to anywhere else in the world, but there's something in me that comes alive when I'm there, and I just love it. I really do. It's far from home, but I do love it.
All right, well, it sounds like a good cue for your second song.
It is indeed, yes. I've again, one of these classics that I've fallen in love with over the last few years, and I think in the times we're living in, it's an appropriate song.
Okay, what a wonderful world.
Indeed. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue
What a wonderful world.
Thank
from
you.
Chloe Agnew, accompanied by Vincent Lynch. And as you've been hearing, Chloe is going to be on the road from October, kicking off the tour on the 21st in Carlow, visiting 6 locations throughout Ireland. And you can check out all the information by logging on to chloeagnewofficial.com. Chloe, lovely seeing you again.
Thank you.
And thank
You
you
too,
very
Pat.
much for joining us in the studio
Cheers.
this morning.
Thanks a million.
Coming up in a moment, the news.